It's Josephine here. I come before you to talk about our 2025 resolutions. You never know, you could pick a leaf from this. We have 3 categories of people. The first category of people are the people that have been working, or the people that are working. These are people who are working and they are contented with whatever they are doing. They have good paying jobs, well paying jobs. They have everything the job can give. They can support their families. They have everything. That's one category. The second category of people are those who are employed. They are doing something, but what they are getting is not enough to support their families, to help them solve their problems. We have the third category of people. Those are the ones who are not employed. Either they have never gotten anything to do, or they have never gotten a job. If not, they got a job and in one way or another, they were laid off. And as the year ends, there are some people who are always laid off. And the year begins when they do not have anything to do. So today, I'm going to focus on 2 categories. You were either working and you were laid off. You are thinking of what to do. You are puzzled. You really don't know what to do or where to start. Another category of people is that one of people who have never got employed. Either they've just graduated, or since they've graduated, they've never gotten employment. They have worked in offices, looked for jobs, but have not gotten anything to do. So those are the 2 categories I'm going to concentrate on. Before we go ahead, please subscribe, share, and follow. Those are 3 words I need to learn now. Yes. Now, please, if you don't have anything to do, don't look at yourself as a waste. In most cases, challenges provide some openings in one way or another, or they are openings to new doors or to new kinds of life. So, in case you've not been employed or you have nothing to do, my advice to you is, as you continue looking for a job, please find something to do. And that something to do is what we are going to call a hustle or a side hustle. Please look for a side hustle. Now, what is this side hustle? Side hustle is something that you can do such that this thing can provide you with a source of income. In most cases, side hustles are always there. They do not need a lot of time. They do not need a lot of capital. You are there to provide labor, so you are able to do any side hustle. Now, as you look for the side hustle that you would like to do, you need to know that looking for a job is the main hustle or the main job. So you need to dedicate some time to the side hustle, and then the main task is, or the main job is looking for a job. So please, I have come to tell you, if you are looking for something to do, or if you do not have anything to do and you're stuck, please get a side hustle. I have talked to so many people who would like to and advised them to get some side hustles. But the challenges I always find is people look at something sophisticated. If you would like to do a side hustle, you need to make sure that you invest very little. One, you do it at your convenient time. It needs a very little time, limited time. Secondly, limited resources. You do not need a lot of money. Thirdly, you need to have passion for it, and you need to be determined. And in most cases, these side hustles turn into main hustles. There are people I have seen that are doing some side hustles. I would like to talk about baking or making cakes, as we call it in the rural, in our rural places. Baking. When you're talking about baking, you need to start to look at the resources that you have, such that you do not need millions of money. You need to start with very limited amount of money or little money while starting a side hustle. So, if you lost a job, if you do not have anything to do, if you haven't gotten anything to do, start thinking about getting a side hustle. And that side hustle should be able to take very, very little money. If it takes a lot of money, it should not at least exceed 100,000 Uganda shillings. How many dollars are those? 100,000. 100,000 Uganda shillings. That is something like, I'll say, $40, $30. Yeah, something like that. Something like $30. Yeah. That would be the side hustle that you think about. It needs very little money. And you're going to ask me, where do I get the money from? I would like you to make a flashback. When you were at school, at least I personally, I used to get some money from my parents or from my guardians. And when I needed money, the money desperately, I used to get it. You can get this money. And my advice to you is not to underlook any type of job, such that you're able to get initial capital. There are so many things where you can get initial capital, and you're able to get that small capital. You need to start a side hustle. So please, my advice to you is think about having a side hustle. The main hustle is looking for a job, and the side hustle is anything that you're passionate about that can fit in the limited time, in a small amount of time, and needs very little money, and something you can do for yourself. You should not think about a side hustle when you're not employed and you think about employing other people to come and help you. No. Please think about doing it yourself. That is one. Two, think about using very little money, limited amount of money. Three, think about doing it in taking a small portion or a small amount of time on the time you will spend looking for a job. You need to give it time. When I say you need to give it time, you need to give it time think about it. Don't just bump into something. First, make research. First, think and make research. And when you make research, you should be able to do something that can easily be consumed. At Eco-Agric Uganda, we have a vocational training center. And this has been a learning place for me. I came to learn that there are some things that you can do and get some income. I would like to talk about baking. At Eco-Agric Uganda, we train people on Linda Carton. We train people in baking or bakery. And we also make small cakes that are sold as a source of income for the entity that is the vocational training center. And I would like to inform you that these cakes have been able to support in one way or another. At least we get 80,000. 80,000 Uganda shillings. Our target is always to make at least 60 cupcakes. These small cakes, we always sell them at 500. Is it 500 or 1,000? I'm forgetting. But we are able to get 80,000 Uganda shillings every month. And that is some good money. It helps us buy materials for our vocational training center. So my advice to you is, please don't stay in the room sleeping. No, get out. Get out. And when you get out when you're determined. Please be determined. Please know you are unstoppable. Get out and start a side hustle. Look at the resources that you have. Some people have compounds. You might be having an oven at home that you need to repair. You might be having local materials that you can use in mushroom growing. And then you start growing mushrooms. And now, the best thing is there are so many. There is a lot of information online that you can learn and do something. I remember at the school where my son used to go, they used to have career guidance. Now, this is a school where everyone would think about, my son should become an engineer, my son should become an accountant, my son should become this, the lawyer, big positions. And then the head teacher, that was a brother, he came and started telling us, yes, it's good. Your children should take up those big positions. Your child should become an engineer. But what if your child becomes an engineer who knows tailoring or has knowledge about tailoring? And then he asked us, he told us in that school where my son was, there were more than 800 students. So the person that makes uniforms for those students, and by the way, each student is supposed to have 2 uniforms. Each student is supposed to have 2 uniforms. Each student is supposed to have 2 casual wear uniforms. Each student is supposed to have a sweater. Each student is supposed to have 2 t-shirts. Look at that. And these are the things we do not think about. What if you thought about tailoring as your side hustle? Don't you think it would help you? And Uganda is a very good country. In most cases, there are people who are willing to support us. So those are some of the things you have to look at as you look for a side hustle, as you look for a source of income. Actually, a side hustle should be done so that it supplements or it provides you with income. You're going to go looking for a job hunting. You need transport. You need to photocopy. Please think about doing something. Think about starting something as a side hustle. It is very, very important. At Eco-Agric Uganda, we have a book that we have produced that has all the different side hustles you can think about. So it is my humble request that you look at the resources that you have, you look at the time, you look at the amount of money needed, and something that you can do yourself so that you can start having a side hustle. So if you do not have anything to do, please, if you lost your job, or if you're looking for a job, look for a side hustle you can take up. And then for those people who are having their jobs and they are not happy with the payment, it is very hard to find a job that is really fulfilling, that can meet all your needs. A side hustle is also good for you. This is something you can do over the weekend, you can do in the morning, you can do in the evening, and you'll be able to do it. For example, if you have your banana plantation, you attend to it in the morning before you go to work, or you attend to it in the evening when you come back from work, or over the weekends. By the way, with a banana plantation, you do not need to go there every day. If you look at mushroom growing, you just go do the watering. You water in the morning before you go, and you water in the evening when you come back. There is something growing skuma wiki, kale. If you would plant kale all around your compound as a flower, I would like to inform you, you'll keep selling kale all the time. Please sit and think and look at something you can do in your free time that can help you to earn some money. You will say that, where do I sell the kale? I was surprised. At Eco-Agric Uganda, every week we get 20,000 Uganda shillings by selling kale. This was a very big surprise to me. So we have the kale and we continue selling the kale. And at Eco-Agric Uganda, we sell our mushrooms, and we are able to sell 30 kilograms per week. And each kilogram is either 6,000 or 7,000 Uganda shillings. So that means we get between 150 and 180,000 Uganda shillings, yeah, because we sell 30. If you sold it at 60,000, yeah, between 150 and 180,000 Uganda shillings every week. Now, if you dedicate 50,000 to the costs, then at least you have 100. And you can be able to get 300,000 Uganda shillings from the sale of the mushrooms. Please find something to do. Please don't go into depression. Don't feel disappointed because you do not have a job, because you lost your job. No, find something to do. Find a side hustle. A side hustle will be there to rescue you. It will also take off some time. And you know, they always say that an idle mind is the temple of the devil. So my advice to you is to find a side hustle. And for those who are comfortable, yes, you're comfortable today, tomorrow you'll not be comfortable. Make sure you also get a side hustle. Now, these side hustles differ. If you're working, that means you're earning. You're able to start a good side hustle. If you're earning big and you're comfortable, start a side hustle, a good side hustle that will help you when you lose that job. It is very important that me and you get a side hustle. And you'll ask me, what is your side hustle? I have so many of them. I do virtual support. I do some trainings. I grow mushrooms. I grow vegetables. I do so many things in my free time that have helped me improve, first of all, put into good use my time, and also improve on my income. Please get a side hustle. As you look for a job, get a side hustle. As you go to work, get a side hustle. That side hustle should be able to help you so that you improve your living conditions. So today, I have come to tell you, please think about getting a side hustle. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and follow for others to also know about what we are talking about at Eco-Agric Uganda. If you're involved in any side hustle, please let us know which side hustle are you involved in so that others can also learn from you. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe, follow, and share Eco-Agric Uganda. Thank you.